two good scalp trades this morning. SFP of the lows. Yeah, man, it's very choppy today. So really quick trades for me. I just got stopped out of my long right now. I got the SFP of the low, and then I moved my stop loss up pretty quickly here, just to guarantee some profits. Two trades though. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Good times, man. Yeah. So good morning so far. Bitcoin's rolling over a little bit, corrective, but also could bounce from here, man. Could bounce from here. This morning we were very aware. We got the PPI data, and then Jerome Powell spoke. So the thing is, inflation's coming down, but Jerome Powell is still not cutting rates. So I don't know what to say, man. Jerome Powell is an asshole.
Sort of.
That's kind of where we're at, man. Just waiting for this guy to get into QE, quantitative easing, so that we can see some, certainty in the market, some borrowing, some more spending, and people being happy. But so far, right now, it's still uncertain of if we're gonna get this QE now or if we're gonna get it later on in the year, right?
Right.
The rates haven't changed much. Our next rate cut, I believe, is in. Come on, you work with Piper. You should know all these dates, man. Is June 18th. June 18th, and there's a 90% probability no cuts. July 30th. Okay, so a month and a half after that, there's a 60% chance no cuts. So we're looking a little bit later on in the year, but kind of annoying. We would expect that he would cut by now, and he hasn't. So,
well, I believe that I believe that he's in a sort of like a power fight with Trump, right? Because Trump. Yeah, exactly. Because Trump is saying that, hey, you'd be doing this, I should be firing you if I could, and so on and so forth, right? Because he's putting pressure. And Piper once said, and I think I agree with him, because if the same thing would have happened, which had happened in my country, I would have been pissed, and I am. Which is like the president just moving everybody around as he please, despite the independency of each organ, right, of each entity, financial entity. So even if, and I believe that right now, even if Jerome Powell should have been cut out rates, I think because Donald Trump is asking to, like the way that he's asking, right? Like, hey, do it. You work for me, so on and so forth. That kind of like, like I would have done the same, right? I mean, can we hold it? I mean, it's time, but this guy is an asshole, so I'm not going to give up like it seems like I'm obeying his orders, right? Can we hold it maybe a little bit more? Is it all right? I mean, can we do this? Can we do that? Do we have some factual information that allowed us, to maybe hold it for a second? And then the answer was yes, and I think it was, right? I mean, we're not that bad. We're just prolonging it. And then I think that next time when we see a little bit more of probabilities of rate cuts, he's going to be going like, hey, now Donald Trump, not because you said so, but because the market said so, right? And I work for the American people and their welfare. Now it's time to do it, so let's do it, right? So I think that they are kind of like going back and forth into this, like who's got the power, or better yet, if you guys allow me to say it or speak my mind freely, it is Donald Trump being Donald Trump, and this guy not let be manipulated. It seems like he's obeying Donald Trump, right? Which again, in politics, I think that'll be great, because, I mean, if Donald Trump is saying that he would fire him and then he does what he says, well, what would the other part would say? Well, now he gave up and now it's obeying, right? Donald Trump. So where's the independency? What is it looked after American people? So where is this? Where is that, right? So it's a delicate game. Donald Trump knows about, I wouldn't say politics, on the ambient that we're used to, but politics within business. And I think that is exactly what he's doing. He's trying to make him look weak and that he is got the power by saying what is it going to be doing and who needs to get back in line, so on and so forth, right? But other than that, I think that's what's going on. Let me show you this. So far, I haven't looked at the charts. This is going to be my first time in 1 day or 2 days that I don't look at the charts. So let's just bring them on. Let's see if let me know if you guys can see it.
Let's see what you got. I like a fresh set of Mexican eyes. It's perfect. Ready to go, man.
All right.
Best hair in all of crypto.
Nice. Thank you, my friend. I don't know why I cannot make it go online. Can you guys see it? Yes, you should, right? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Perfect. So this is what I left out, right? So basically, I was talking about me going for my half of the position retracement and also repeating what I learned from your style, which is instead of looking for the first retracement at 50%, looking for the first retracement at 1/3, right, of the movement. It actually, precisely, look at that. I mean, immediately went to that area, go back. So it's not about the breakout because we're looking at this trend line, right? We're looking at chunky candles at this point, so we're zooming in. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest, right? The retest your next entry for short, and off we go to right now where is at this point our next support. This is the 4 hour. I was expecting a flip of the ribbon right in here, and we did got it. I mean, we had a little bit of a fake out. Then the reverse was a little bit more elongated, right? So let me just get rid of this. And what I'm looking or expecting now, it is, look at that. We don't have a flat bottom in here, right? I mean, who likes flat bottoms? All right, not me. But the point is that we are kind of like making a higher low. This is usually interesting and good in a way. Let me show you that we're bringing up a little bit more momentum into the equation, right? So look at how we have a higher high and also we have, lower high, and also we have a lower high. And then I want you guys to acknowledge that we were on a range and then a breakout with a big body candle onto the bottom of that wedge. What is the wedge? Let me zoom out so you can see it. This is the wedge, all right? This is where we were breaking above after the higher low. So what do we have in here in this case? Well, if we zoom out as we just did, and let me just clear all my spaghetti up, this looks like a range or a double top, right? So far, we don't know. What we absolutely can tell, it is that if I'm gonna be leaving my alert right there because I think that's an important alert. But we can absolutely say is that this is the neckline at 101,275, a little bit above, right? So we are riding right now on the neckline, whichever that is. If that is a triangle, a very ugly triangle, that is a neckline, right? If that is a very ugly range, that is its neckline. If that is an M pattern, that is its neckline, right? So this is what we got. I think that we should be looking at the possibility to have a higher low, as we already have talked about, and then maybe if we are a little bit lucky here, we will be placing the previous high in here and then going to the next resistance. I think that the time was taking for the bearish scenario to play it out, and it still can. All right, don't get me wrong. Look at where we left out. What was it? Monday, Tuesday? Don't quite remember. Tuesday. And that was on going back up. It's not about the breakout. It's about your retest, your re-entry. And then off we go back to the previous low. Right? We're still below the zero line. We're pushing high on our prime score there, canceling each other. So we are neutral. And what does neutral mean? It's not moving up or down, right? So, and we are ranging. So basically, right now, you should be taking I would say, the decision whether you should be looking for either a long, I would say, or a sweep of the lows and then a continuation upwards. So what I'm going to be doing is just giving it some time. I'm going to be waiting for 1 or 2 candles. Why? Because I still have my open order from back in here. I did took some more profits right here, and basically it's over. I just have like a very small percent. I mean, there is like $300 in that position anyways at this point. And then based on that $300, for me, that would be a maybe half of an entry somewhere around there. All right. So based on that, I think I can go even lower, take my profits that did not play it out, and then go for this entry. If it keeps moving upwards, I'll keep earning on that position, which is still going to be fine. And my next big entry would be at the breakout retest. Off we go. I still need to look at throughout the news. That's why I haven't made a complete decision in here. But so far, let me just clean this up. All right. And just, what did I remove? All right. And leave it as minimalist. And for some reason, I cannot delete what I really want to. Oh, I know why. There it is. And I'm going to be leaving both of my... oh, come on. You got to be kidding me. Both of my alerts where they are. And I think this one was lower, somewhere around here maybe. There we go. And I'm going to be looking for maybe a retracement to the dynamic reactor. That'll be fantastic, right? I mean, at the end of it all, we have dynamic reactor, we have the median, and we have the other previous trend line, all right? So first, what's going to happen here? Let's go to the 15 minutes and see what do we have. We have another range, right? Not only another range, we already have a possible trend line in here, right? In fact, not possible, we have a trend line. The only thing that I will be in quote unquote afraid of, that will be that we are creating a Wyckoff structure here. So little range coming down, little range V-shaped recovery, not higher than the previous range. And then we make a maybe breakout retest. Off we go as dynamic reactor and trend line comes in place because we are having a bullish divergence. So based on that, I need to give it a little bit more time. And on the 15 minutes, I'm going to be looking for retracement. And if I start losing that retracement, look at that, I have my support in here. I want to see if I'm going to be making another higher high. And if that is the case, I'm going to be taking in half of a position. If not, I'm going to let it go all the way back down to here. 99K 900. Let's just call it 100K. Why not? There we go. Much better. So 100K. That's what I'm going to be looking for today. Still, after yesterday, I would not be trading today, or I'll try to stay away from not the charts, but to be clicking buy and sell for today. I want to sync back up with the market, right? So yesterday was a very emotional day. And something that you guys may remember is that I'm also an emotional trader, right? So very not happy day and very emotional trader. That doesn't really mix up in here. I'm trying to avoid risk on my own wallet, right? And that is because that's my own money. And that's maybe a friendly advice I would give you guys. If you're having not a great estate, maybe just try to sync back with the market. And what is that? As Alex Santos says, right? Set a ghost order or a fake order, right? That's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be setting on my entry zones. I'm going to be looking at my alerts. And only if I get to 100K, I'll open up an order. That's going to be it. If not, I'm just going to try to sync up with the sentiment of the market, try to flat down my sentiment and bring up my TA. And that's basically going to be the whole day of today. I'm going to be on the charts, syncing back up, and trying to see what the markets are telling me to do, right? Other than that, what do you think, Alex, and what is your opinion in there? Hey, Bug. By the way, Bug, thank you so much for that message. I just saw it. Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate it.
No, you're absolutely right. OC, it's my number one rule is how am I feeling, right? Am I pissed off? Am I grumpy? Am I sad? Am I emotional? Am I going through something in life? And you never, ever, ever make good decisions when you're in that state. Okay? So it's always important to check yourself from the neck up, right? You always got to check this, right? Because like you said, you're putting on risk. You're risking your money to make money, but if you're not in the right mindset, you can actually end up just hurting your trading. So let's go over today. We had the PP in your eye data. That's for Buck. PP in your eye. Nobody likes the PP in your eye, but that came out right here. Okay, so what we did have is VWAP really kicking ass today. If we look at VWAP here, so struggling to get above VWAP. Okay, into our order block up top here. then breaking down. So I talk about this a lot and I teach this a lot. And I was teaching this on Chart Hackers yesterday. Wherever there is imbalance in the force, okay? So you want balance, meaning higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Whenever you get a move like this is imbalance. This is, in my opinion, this is not structural price action. It's not higher highs, higher lows. You never came back here, right? So this creates fair value gaps. Ask Reggie. He likes a good fair value gap. Okay. But what it does, it creates that imbalance. And when you have that imbalance, the market tends to return to that before going the direction you want. So you get your big data that comes out this morning. You get 3 drives up top. You rug, you roll down over. Okay. You come down in here. Now, I also talk a lot about narrative. Okay. So the narrative is critical. So when we zoom out here and we look at what's happened, okay, let's just use our brains. Okay, I know some are smarter than others, but you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. Okay, all you have to do is be able to draw a line. Okay, we did not, I repeat, we did not sweep this low. Okay, you see the sweepy? This is where my Discord got long today. Okay, because it's very obvious, right? It's very obvious. What is beautiful is that we have our order block in here from Chart Prime. There's our order block. So let me just show you guys so you understand why we had this level marked out. Okay. Because this is very important. You turn on your indicators, right? You can see big, loud order block. Okay, there it is. High order block. Okay. So with this dump, we are anticipating if it does not hold here, which it didn't, right? Did a little fake out, then it dumped, right? Then we are looking to come back down to either retracement level or this order block to where the money is. It wants to go to where the liquidity is, right? This is where the liquidity is, right? So what happens, right? What happens is that we return to where the liquidity is, right? They're not going to let everybody get away with getting giga long in here. You kidding me? All these people leverage longing the double bottom. They're not gonna. There's no way. There's no way they're letting these people get away with that. This is like a textbook double bottom entry. Like nobody. They're not letting all that leverage longs get away with this. No effing way, right? They're gonna manipulate price. They're gonna get you all bullish, and then they're gonna snap it down overnight. Then they're going to play games with you in here, and then we'll see what we get. Okay, so that narrative, understanding where we're coming, what we're looking to capture, right? We're also interested in this low here. Okay, liquidity, right? Now this was a very snappy wick. I don't think a lot of people got in here. Okay, so sufficiently wrecking these people in here might be enough. Okay, and as you can see, the Bitcoin price has snapped down there and now is pumping. Okay. So then we go into the price action. Where were the trades, right? Where were the trades? Now, because we have that beautiful order block marked out, I've taught you guys this a million times, bottoming structure. Okay. Now, what do we have in here? We have bullish divergence. This is as bottoming structure as you can get, man. Okay, this is, if you want to learn what a pattern recognition looks like, this is your bottoming structure. Please learn what this is. Okay, this is bullish divergence retest continuation. Okay, you can get long either here. You can get long here. Okay, but what happens is you're breaking down. Break it down now, right? You're breaking down. You have a push up. You fail to make a higher high still, right? But you come into our order block. We have our key level here. We're ready, right? We're ready to press buy. We want to press buy. We know we're going to be millionaires if we just press buy here. You wait, right? You wait because you've come into the area, but you're still in a downtrend. Now, what is this? This is an SFP, big dump, SFP of the low, retest continuation. Okay, so this creates a bullish divergence. Why? Think about it. Slow, fast. Okay, what happens when it goes slow and fast? When you go slow, you create a large large RSI or momentum wave, and then a short one. So you put in a lower low and a higher low. Okay, that creates a divergence. Ooh, okay. Magic. Now, when that happens, we can look for the retest continuation because it's in an order block, because it's in an area we're looking for a bounce. We can take that long. Okay. Now, if you're up at 4 a.m. in the morning, congratulations, you got long there. I wasn't. I was sleeping like a baby. Okay. Maybe Reggie was up for this. He's 5 hours ahead. So we come up here, we get the PPI data, they fake out everybody, and then 3 drives, dump it on everyone's head. Okay, rolling over here. So we understand that they want to take this low. That is the target for the day. And they fake you out a couple times. They come down, they pop it back up. VWAP, look at VWAP doing its thing, man. Short, okay, easy shorts right there. Okay, coming back down, rolling over. Then it comes perfectly down and slaps that level. I mean, to the tits, right? It bounces back into the range. This is where you long. Doji engulfing. Off to the races you go. Okay? Easiest trade setup. Bullish, divergent, slap, liquidity, go. So we got long there too. So I did not take a trade this morning, but then I took a trade here and then I added here. It came back and it stopped me out here in profits, $700. Happy days. And I guess I should share it. We have where I added. So this was the $100 where I added right here. And this was the 600 from the original trade right here. So we always want to share because, you know, sharing is caring. Bada bing, bada boom. And you know what? Happy days. On to the next trade, right? So now what? We're going up only, Alex. I missed the train. What do? Do I just press buy? No, you wait for a retest, right? You wait for a retest. Now you're waiting for confirmation of a retest if we are going to get it. Okay? Volume imbalance, new day, week opening, fair value. I don't discriminate. I just use them all. London open, baby. Whack, we mooning, baby. Yeah, we mooning, yeah. And, you know, we have bullish sentiment. So it's done a job here, right? It's done a job where it has swept the low and it bounced, okay? So now we look for continuation trades, which if this is running away, which it is right now, we can look for a retest of the VWAP, continuation trade here. We can look for a money flow point of control, retest in here. We can look for like a dynamic reactor, quantum reactor to hold now that we've flipped green, okay? So we can look for this to return back in and continuation. We can look for a little balloon dog now, right? Can't unsee it, OC. I know you can't unsee it.
You know it, bro.
Can't unsee it, man. So there's lots of opportunity. I'm not saying sell your grandma's house and get long. I'm saying right now this is looking good. Nice bottoming structure at key areas. We are holding a low. And if we are, like we talked about on the macro, which is very important, right? Because if we were going to zoom in as much as I zoom in, you got to understand a couple of things. We are still making higher low here. We are still making a higher low, even though the 1 hour structure has switched bearish over here because we've put in the low here. Okay. This here is a change in character. Okay. And I think this is really, if we're looking at this is really the first changing character that we've had since like down here. This has been up only. Look. Higher low, higher low. Maybe here. Higher low, higher low, higher low. Sweep of the lows. Higher low, higher. This has been up only. Right? So this is our first real, I guess, test. And like we said yesterday, when we were discussing what can happen, we said there's 2 options. And we were here yesterday, right? We said the 2 options is that we come and sweep the high. and then we come down, and then we come up. Or we go down, then we come up. We have gone down and then come up, okay? Obviously, up or down, it's the only two options available. But we were aware that, if we held in here, which we were yesterday, that we could come and challenge the highs. If we were to lose that, then we would come down and challenge the lows, right? But no matter what we said, we want to see this be corrective. We do not want to see this go to Valhalla. Because if we're looking at this as a fractal on a daily, if this was a 12-minute time frame or a 5-minute time frame and I saw something like this and we just went like this and we swept the high like that, I would short this thing to the literal hell. Okay? I would short the living beep out of this thing. It would not. But if we can stall out here, if we can do an ABC in here, some sort of correctiveness, some sort of chop, some sort of Wyckoff in here, whatever, right? And then go bullish, okay? If we just shoot up and sweep the highs, we're in big trouble. I think we come back to where it started, right? Right? What is the rule? If we get a bearish divergence at a high, so that would be on like a weekly time frame, right? We come back to where the bearish divergence started, okay? So we get a lower low and a higher high on the weekly. We go back to where the divergence originated. That means we're coming down to these lows in here. That's what that would tell me. That's how I trade my divergences, okay? On a short-term time frame, if I'm looking at divergences, let's just go for an example here on the 50-minute time frame, okay? Let's just go up to the bullish divergence in here. So we got a bullish divergence here from here to here, right? From here to here, we have a bullish divergence. When you get the divergence, you go back to where the divergence started, right here, and you typically return to that area. Okay? That would be your target. That's exactly how I trade it. Obviously, take profits along the way, but that's how I trade it. If you get the divergence, you typically trade to where the divergence started. Very easy strategy. Okay? So be prepared that we would like to see consolidation here. Would like to. That doesn't mean I didn't back up the swing trades on a couple alts right now. I'm long on SUI. I'm long on SUI right now. Up $130 on SUI right now. What else am I trading? That's it right now. So I'm currently long on SUI. I'm not long on anything else, but I'm in a SUI trade right now. We'll see if it does want to continue upwards. $150. Swing trade. More of a swing trade, guys. So going over to SUI here. Looking for this. Up to 420, baby. Okay. We'll see. Just because Bitcoin's bouncing, I rotate. This is a nice bottoming structure on SUI. We got 3 drives. Okay. Typically looking at least, I've hit TP1. Stop loss is in profits already. So I'm in here somewhere. Stop loss is already in profits. Let it run. Right? Because these can turn into monster trades, right? Monster trades. So you flip through your catalog, you look at what is giving you that structure that you like. Solana might be one. I think Solana's looking good. Yeah, Solana's looking good, coming down, sweeping the low in here. This is if we pop off, right? If we pop off. It doesn't mean it has to happen. Injective got beaten up quite aggressively, bouncing off a key level. I did not take this trade, guys. I had this level set, and I did not take this trade. I'm kind of upset with myself, but that's life. Ondo had a big pump yesterday. This might be nice as well for swing trades, right? Celestia really beaten up, man. Celestia really beaten up. 20% move back to where it was. Ooh-wee. 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 Okay. Just consider them. Beam. Yeah, everything's 20% down from the highs right now, so. What about Pith? That one was really moving. Yeah, 20% again. Okay. Now, be aware that this could be corrective. Okay? We could correct. So make sure you're taking profits. Not trying to hit home runs. I'm trying to take profits early. Stop loss to entry and let it run. Okay? I try not to swear. I can't help it, man. Construction for 15 years won't make anybody swear, man. Fuck. All right, so we're pushing up here. Bitcoin looking good. Nice push off the lows. See if it wants to continue up, mitigate this high, and continue upwards. I'm probably going to get a message from Trader Geo that he round tripped because I know he shorted right here. Oh, man. He's probably like, Bitcoin round trip bullshit price action. I know I'm going to get a text today from him. But that's all I got for now, guys. Hopefully that helps you.
Absolutely. Guys, let's cut it out short today. I have a lot to study. I need to get back also at looking at the charts. So tomorrow, maybe we could be hitting some trades, at least on my side. And other than that, guys, thank you so much. Alex, once again, thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate it. And as always, guys,
my thoughts are with you and your family, bro. God bless, bro. You'll be all right.
Absolutely. Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate it. Guys, also thank you guys for assisting every single day to the classes. It really fills my heart. I don't say it just from the mouth out. I say it from the heart. Thank you so much, guys. And I guess as always, see you guys tomorrow.